So hey guys, we're here with Matthew Chen, fresh off his top. So what place did you place and what event?
I think I was 37th after Swiss, and it was YCS Utrecht 2020.
And which deck did you decide to pilot?
Played Go Second Spyral.
Okay, let's get to the profile.
Okay. The main deck was 3 souls. You still gotta play it. Yeah, gets to your engine. And then the Spyral cards. So one of these ones. That's fairly standard. And then 2 plan because drawing 1 means souls can't resolve. And 2 agent because it's Go Second deck. I was thinking about 3 agent, but just couldn't find the room.
Did you ever miss the third?
In certain situations, like it's noticeable that you draw it less because it's good to just bait out cards like utility wire and shit like that.
Okay.
The extenders are played. This is still really good, even in blind second Spyral, because you can send Assault and Rescue and it fixes a lot of hands. This is still good for sending Quick Fix and Master Plan.
Have you ever considered a first Foolish Belongings?
Gain space issues, and because it's a going second deck, you want every card to be live. So even it's bad generally to play cards that are unsearchable at less than 3 copies. It's weird because it's not a board breaking card, so I think 2 was fine. Then the 1-for-1, obviously it's broken. Well, not that broken anymore because 1-for-1 itself doesn't end on Tri-Gate, but you still gotta play it. This and these for the risk. The mission cards, and finally 2 big red. You still need 2 because it definitely comes up past turn 2.
Would you change the ratios in any of them? Like maybe a third rescue or 1 cut, 1 big red, for example?
The reason behind 2 rescue was it's generally a brick, especially since I was playing Extravagant, so the times I was resolving souls was much less.
Okay.
And you only need 2 rescue for the combos I was aiming to achieve because I wasn't playing Tri-Gate because it's an Extrav deck.
Okay.
So my board generally was like 4 material Appaloosa with Sleeper Last Resort.
Okay.
So 3 Extrav. It digs further into your deck, so it's a consistency card, but it digs for more board breaking cards as well, so it's phenomenal. And then the board breaking cards I decided to play were 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Storm, 2 Mind Control, 3 Mystic Mine, and 3 Evenly. I forgot about these cards. Yeah, they're pretty important as well. But so onto these cards. So these are phenomenal generally versus macro decks, but they also have the multi-functioning cards versus like combo decks as well. Like this always baits out Tri-Gate, for instance, and this clears the Spyral board completely once you bait out the Tri-Gate. This is cute because if you manage to resolve taking Appaloosa, it basically turns off their sleeper because you can always just chain their Appaloosa to negate it, but also simultaneously you break the triple co-link Tri-Gate as well. This is just probably the most powerful card of the format. If you're playing a blind second deck, I recommend you probably just definitely always include it as an option. Finally this. So one problem I had with just having these cards was all these bait and negate from the Tri-Gate board, but no single card could immediately deal with it all in one go. And this was one. So like if you Dark Ruler no more and then they don't have utility wire set, you can just Mystic Mine and pass versus go first Spy, and that would probably get you the win.
So a lot of going second decks are deciding to main deck Gamma. Why did you not decide to main deck Gamma?
In hindsight, it was probably a bad idea to side it, but I thought these board breaking cards were probably the better option until I realized like the only way this deck beats Dweller is either with these 6 cards, because the deck that makes Dweller the most currently is Lunalight. So you either outstore the Dweller effects by mistake mining them, or you clear all their Tigers and hope they can't get access to another. But since Eagles played a lot more, it came up in Swiss that game 1s were pretty much impossible to win unless I drew a Mystic Mine. So maybe I need to like if I were to play this deck again, but I don't know about that because it was a bit of a high variance deck. But I would definitely need to consider Gammas in the main just because of the prominence of Dweller and even VFD if you make Dino start.
Okay, great. So 40 card main deck?
40 card main deck, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll just go extra because extra is easy to explain. So this and this were the NEXCs. No Lyrillus because we don't play Crow, and this is probably the best rank for that.
Did you make Dweller often?
If I open well enough, I need like generally extender to go along with the format Appaloosa Sleeper board to make the Dweller, because then you summon a level 4 off the Helix as opposed to Master Plan.
Okay.
2 Appaloosa, we just went with 2 because we couldn't find room for the third one, but also simultaneously we're going second next, so making Appaloosa going second like isn't a guarantee play that we need to do to win. So still 2 blockers, like very important, the chain block cards, and it also adds result back during the end phase to dodge evenly. It's very important. Borrow Swords, OTK. This very generic Link 2 comes up a lot to pop stuff. Like it got me a few crucial wins, like pops Tiger. It also pops Boot Sector Launch, which is very important to get rid of. Unicorn. This is basically a combo piece every time you draw results, so I think you should play it more than one. Link Rebo. This is very useful for linking off quick picks, but also it's a blowout versus dinos if they need to resolve Lost World, because you just tribute off the token. Lambda, we still side Gamma, it's very strong, but this not only lets you resolve multiple Gammas if you open them, but it also creates mind games, further mind games, which this deck was all about basically. Like, do I go first or do I go second? But if I make this, it's rather, do I have Gamma in hand sort of deal. And if you resolve, like, I don't know, a Crow, then will you get blown out because I have easy access to a format Apollo? And then finally, 3 double Higgs.
Is there anything in extract you'd want to change?
Maybe the Dweller slot could have been a Baguska, but I decided last minute that Dweller just had more coverage, I guess. And it was like clearly a blowout versus like Dino and Spyral, so it would be too important to cut. Side deck was 2 draw. I think this card's pretty weak right now, not gonna lie. Like, the amount of times I wanted to side it in, even versus the mirror, was a bit iffy, because if game 1 you see them play like Instant Fusion Kobai, like, well, what's the point of this card? Like, they're gonna draw one of their 6 of probably more often times than we draw one of my 2 of or 3 of. So this was just like filler space for a card that I wanted to go first and second with.
Okay.
3 Nibiru is still very strong. Makes Spyral generally pass on a sleeper. It's also good versus some variants of Lunalight, Hero. Not so much Dino, but I think it stops them from OTKing in certain situations. And it's also effective against the when they go through the True King plays.
Okay.
3 Gamma Driver. Yeah, this has to be in here. 2 Twin. More back row hate because we got like useless Dark Really No Mores and stuff like that we need to side up versus like Geist and Guru. 3 DDG. So when I think the opponent's gonna make me start, I just put this in, and against like Spyral, Dole and Vote, stuff like that, just makes them pass. And then Wing Utility Wire, so I also have a search report out to a Mystic Mine. That's the Zep profile, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the profile. Any last thoughts? Shout outs?
Yeah, oh, so massive shout outs. Okay, so shout outs to Tier Zero firstly. They lent me like a lot of cards and just gave me loads of support like over the weekend. Also, shout outs to the Nottingham Locals group. They lent me also lots of cards. Gave me like deck calls that I wanted to maybe play last minute. Like Phil, Giorgio, and Aiden back at home. Yeah, thank you guys. And shouts to the Leeds group as well. Yeah, Helsius and Asa.
Okay, thank you for the profile. We look forward to seeing the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Thank you, guys.